Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian. Welcome back to HOI4 as we're playing as Germany. So I know I said last episode that we would get our medium tanks designed. However, I don't really see the point of doing that, getting the tanks and the medium self-propelled artillery, considering the fact that we don't have enough factories to get the equipment that we currently need. While things have been getting better, we're still incredibly short on a lot of different types of equipment. Another thing to consider is that we're going to be quite limited when it comes to modules. For instance, with the gun, there's not a lot of choices. So you got the medium howitzer, that's about it. You got the small armaments. But yeah, we're quite limited on what all we can put on the gun since we just don't have all those technologies yet. We could spend that political power though, such as getting our final political advisor, which is going to be the Reich Minister of Foreign Affairs. So that gives us a few bonuses. None of them are that helpful. I guess the compliance growth speed would be nice, but not a lot of choices. We already have one focused on the intel system, so I don't want to get a second one for that, considering the fact that, as I mentioned in a previous video, it's not really all that significant when it comes to the effects and how they'll help you win the war. Another thing we could spend our political power on is granting citations. So we have 2 infantry divisions that's got citations for taking enemy cities over. So in this case it's Oslo. And since these are infantry divisions, we'll hardly get their organization up. So that'll cost us 30 for each of these. So just made those units slightly better. Alright, so we're continuing the war here in Norway, trying to get this wrapped up. We got the government cipher school, so I believe we can start working on the passive defense now. Although really, we need to be focusing on getting these military factories constructed. We do not have anywhere near the number of factories that we need. So I'm gonna get this taken over, and then we'll have this guy take that over. Although it seems like this division should be able to get that done. So we'll just have him take that province. Still need to get these troops here destroyed. So I'll attack over that way, and we'll have this guy help out. And then with this division, let's send him over to this front. Alright, so the motorized did quickly take that location, so let's have them, they'll go this way and grab those 2 since that unit is already almost to that location. Let's go ahead and take these units and have them go onto this front here. Pretty much anybody that isn't this guy, well, we don't want this guy to get pulled away. And then all these troops can also come over here, since this will be finished up here very soon. Alright, let's have the tank go ahead and grab that province. Again, these guys should be capitulating any moment. Might need to take this victory point before they do. We did destroy some convoys over here, so our submarines are getting a bit of experience. Now let's go and stretch out this front some. Go ahead and push forward and grab all this territory. We'll go ahead and attack those guys just to lock them down. You know what, let's just get behind these guys. It's a far better way of doing this. We don't need to fight for this territory. So we are being offered some Lend-Lease by Sweden. While I don't want to increase their autonomy, we could use the equipment. It's something that we're really having issues with, so yeah, I think it's worth doing. We can find other ways to decrease their autonomy. So it looks like there's some war in South America. I do not have those focuses. I didn't realize that I hadn't purchased that yet. Somebody pointed it out in the comments. I forgot the name of that DLC. I didn't cover it on the channel. And so yeah, I do not have that particular DLC, unfortunately. Somebody had noticed in the first episode when I was setting them up that we didn't have the unique routes on the focus tree for them, or in South America. Yeah, I meant to purchase it before we started this series, but then just completely forgot. So might have some difficulty taking that over until we get some more troops over here. So what we'll do is we'll make sure, okay, they're already heading over here. You can try and attack with these guys, but yeah, they're not going to win. So let's make sure that plenty of troops are coming over here to get this done, because the rest of this isn't really all that important. don't think it'll be enough to defeat them as long as I have this one victory point. Maybe if you conquer everything they got. Some more convoys there. Yeah, I think it is going to be necessary to take over that victory point, because it's worth 5 points. So hopefully with all these troops here, which they are suffering from some supply issues, so that's going to create some issues. That is not going to do the trick. Okay, so we might need to get a planning bonus. Moving our planes closer would also help, because we have a little bit of room there. And some of these guys can't even reach over here. So what we'd want to do is probably stick the close air support over there. Maybe build this up by just one level. Just in case this is problematic, though, we can actually build here. We don't control enough of the area. Or really, we just don't control that one victory point. Well, we do have the airbase, so that'll give us some additional assistance as we attempt to do this attack here. And we'll continue to take over all this. I don't want to send any more divisions over here. What kind of terrain is this? It is hills. I don't actually want any other divisions to come over here because we already are exhausting the supply as it is. They're attacking us. That's actually a good thing. That should weaken them a bit. So what we might want to do is send troops up there, or just have them leave the army. Probably the better way to do it. Yeah, we'll just have them leave the army. Probably have this guy leave as well. So maybe just join into this army for now. And then come on over here. Or better yet, we'll have him come over here. Or he'll go there first and then come over here. Kind of silly. I didn't do it that way, but it's fine. He's going on a little bit of a trip. So we can do these campaign instructions as well. It costs a bit of our army experience. It might be worth it to increase the breakthrough, the armor speed, and the armor division attack if we just can't win here. I'd prefer to not spend the army experience on that. But again, if there's no other way to win here, then it's what we'll have to do. So we'll attack with these divisions, and then we finish with the defense. We'll try and send their attack in to increase the combat width there. So we got this focus completed. Still cannot annex Austria, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and get this one next, a 35-day focus. And this one we cannot get until after we've gotten the advanced machine tools. There's a lot of focuses in Germany's tree that are limited by what techs you have. So all we have to do is force the units to retreat, and this just gets easier and easier. So now we're only facing 2 divisions, where before we were facing 4. And it seems that the British are helping out here. I still need to fix the factions, guys. So I gotta get that taken care of. We gotta make sure we do that before any large wars start, which will likely be happening, maybe not in this episode, but certainly by the next one. So we got the range improvements, so we'll need to place the drop tanks on our planes. We've seen that we already having issues with the lack of range, though some of that is because of the fact that we have a lot of old planes in our air wings. We're going to go ahead and work on our first naval tech. We're going to get these smoke generators. That'd be helpful to increase the fleet speed while retreating. We did get a trait for the light aircraft designer. This is the first trait. And we'll start with the max speed and agility. Want to go ahead and update that production line as well. That's for our fighter aircraft. Alright, so let's go and attack with these guys, and that should be the win right there. There's always something popping up that we need to take care of. Let's get the next level of passive defense. Yeah, we should be able to win here now. And we actually had an enemy agent turned. So we now have a double agent, however he's a French double agent. And we're supposed to be allied with them. So I guess we can't look at our possible agents, can we? Without dismissing them. But yeah, we're supposed to be allied with the French. So that's really not going to help as much. So almost have that location. Well, we captured the operative there. The same guy, the double agent. So once you've taken this, that'll result in the peace treaty, and their capitulation. So interestingly, it's actually cheaper to take this for ourselves than it would be to puppet them. That's probably what we want to do. However, when it comes to Iceland, I think the better option would be to subjugate them. So that's what we're going to do. We'll puppet them, and I suppose we'll split Norway with Sweden. Although we really need to take one of these two, and we don't have the points for it. So we might just have to submit our demands and then pass to the next turn. Because I don't really want that one. I feel like you got to start in one of these two locations. Taking Oslo would be our best choice. So you know what, let's go and submit our demands. And then we'll try and take this location. You know what, I completely forgot about Finland. I assume they're going to want to take that territory. We need some tungsten, so it'd be nice if we could get all the way up to here at least. Now we could of course just subjugate Norway as well. And try and get this. I do like to control territory for myself though. That's always been my preference. I know some people like subjects better, but we already have a subject in Sweden. So I like to get this territory for myself, and it seems like Finland has taken this one. We could try and contest it. I feel like they should get something out of this though. But we could contest it. We have the points. So if we wanted to take it all over, well, they did get this. Because I kind of want the tungsten. Like as much tungsten as we can get. So we'll see if we can compete with them. We should be able to. So we'll keep demanding it until they can't afford it anymore. We still need to get the fleet as well. But we don't have the points for that. Well, it seems like we can't get any more score here. So we won't be able to get the fleet. So that's unfortunate. Could have gave something up, but I'd prefer to have all the territory, honestly. Alright, so let's go and confirm an exit. So just a refresher on our current garrison policy. Remember, we're using the military governor. That increases the local resources by 10% and also grants you more manpower. That's the main focus of military governor, is really to get the resources and the manpower. The daily compliance game penalty and the resistance target, those are in the mid-range, but you're not getting all the bonuses you get with the secret police, like the local factories, or the damage to garrison, required garrison reductions that you get with many of these. But we're going to stick with that for now, since I actually do really want to focus on getting the resources from Norway. So we're currently getting 3.38 thousand manpower from them, 25% of their factories, which they have 14, and of their 67 resources, we're getting a little over a third of that. We did get 2 dockyards from them. The first already went into the convoys that I had set up here. We'll just put the second one into that as well, because we do need to start building up our convoys. Let's go and get these troops out of here. We will need to defend this territory eventually, but not with these guys. We'd want to build a division that is, meant for garrison duty, to protect ports and stuff. We should have set these guys to all use the rails. So we'll get them out of Norway, and again we'll eventually move somebody else over there. It looks like Heinrich Himmler has finished up his focus, so that's going to result in us losing more political power, getting more bonuses for intel related stuff. We get a new operative, and we get a research bonus for the MPs. So we might actually get those now, since we have that bonus. They canceled Lend-Lease since we're not at war anymore. Generally, the AI will not give you Lend-Lease when you're not at war. Another reason to get MPs is because we got to reduce. We got to do this anyway. We got to reduce what we have here. We'll get rid of the artillery first, but with that one, we'd want to just change it up to MPs, since you're spending the experience anyways. We did get a trait for the submarine designer. Alright, so this is the first one that we got for them. I suppose we'll want to increase the torpedo attack. Reducing sub-visibility would be helpful as well. Yeah, let's get this one first. And so we will need to, oh, look at that, we're actually not using those. So we'll need to fix that then. Well, it appears we are actually using it. Maybe I just didn't notice that. I could have checked that. So we could just do it through here, it's fine. So we lost like 10 days of reduction, but it's fine. Alright, so let's go back to speed 5. You can see world tension is currently at 45%. I did have several people state that world tension is now increased when you're building units. However, I have not seen anything in here that would suggest that. Just the stuff that's normally there. So declaring war, justifying war goals, sending volunteers, the focuses. There's many focuses that will increase world tension. But I'm not seeing anything in here that would suggest that building units now increases world tension. So I don't know where several people heard that from. I don't know if it was in a developer diary. I read all the dev diaries and I didn't see anything about that. And I tried sorting this a different way just to see if there's something I missed there, but I don't know. It seems like another YouTuber might have stated that. I'm not sure if that's where everybody got it from, but yeah, I haven't seen anything that would suggest that it's increasing world tension. Maybe I'm just missing it though. Orban has finished up his focus, which I believe is his last one. We'll take a look at that to confirm, but this will increase our political power, also our recruitable population, get a nice 5% bonus to research speed, and changing up our laws will be cheaper as well. So let me just confirm. Yeah, that is his last one. And Spear is also getting his last one, though it's quite a ways from being completed. But that got us 100 political power, so now we're sitting on 183. We still need to get another military high command. I'm on the fence on who I want to get here. We could just get another bonus for our army with the division recovery rate. We could instead focus on improving our paratroopers or our close air support, which is something I often get. But both of these do require us to get a particular focus. Another option would be to get the head of the missile department. This will increase the speed of the special projects that we're researching for land warfare, and then the aerodynamics and avionics. So I'm not sure which of those I want to get just yet, so let me know your opinion down in the comments below. For now, we could spend our political power to further develop our territory, like Central Germany. So remember, this will require us to use 3 civilian factories for 30 days. It'll add 1 building slot in each of those states, and then for 545 days, we'll get an increase of 10% towards local construction speed. And since this requires civilian factories, maybe just do one at a time. Another thing to consider is you might want to use that bonus for building another special project location. So with that focus finished, we're done with this branch for now until we get the advanced machine tools and are at war with a major country. Let's move back to the army focuses. We're going to go and get this one here so that we can research the mechanized a year earlier. And then after that, since we can't get any of these until we're at war, I think we're going to move to the Air Force because we haven't started working on any of those yet. Really hoping we'll be able to annex Austria, or at least take this focus, since they probably won't agree to our demand for annexation. You see that we have moderate headway towards being able to do it. So we're getting there. It's 5.296. Alright, so let's go and get this focus. It's a 70-day one. We got the passive defense. We'll keep on investing into that. We did finish up the cipher for the Union of Britain. That does unlock a raid here, the facility strike. And that's of the naval engineering facility that's located there. So it's going to work on the next major power, which I suppose we'd want to do Russia, or the Union of Soviet Republics, as it's called now. Now, we probably won't be able to keep them unlocked. I assume they'll be getting more upgrades. Bulgaria was just annexed. I didn't even know that they were at war. It seems that it was a civil war. So the fascists have won there. We need to get a 4th operative, which we do have some new ones available here. So this is the French agent that we captured and turned over to our side. Bosna here, he's the one that focus unlocked. He has a bunch of different nationalities: Kosovoan, Albanian, and Turkish. But I think we're going to go with this character, Wallenberg. He's Swedish and Hungarian because he just has better traits. Infiltrator, tough, and he's a seducer. A little surprised with that, given the haircut. Once you get to this situation, you just need to shave it all off. That's what I do. And I suppose since he's Swedish, we'll assign him to Denmark. Didn't want to show you guys our current progress here in Austria. We've gotten their stability down by 7.6%, and the same with their war support. We can get that much lower. So we'll continue to work on it. So we see if there's any troops that need to be trained in these armies. Yeah, we gotta train these guys up here, as well as the tanks. And there's one unit here that needs to train. So we got the improved infantry equipment 1, so we are done with all the techs here until we're able to start working on the mechanized. So next we're going to work on the MPs with our research bonus. Only take us 65 days total. We do have a trait for the infantry equipment. We'll go with the soft attack production output bonus. And then we'll need to get those upgraded. The only thing that we're doing alright on right now is the infantry equipment at 3.7 thousand. Everything else is short. Suppose we have fighters, so we can put those out there and train. We'll wait until we get like 100 of them. We have one level left for the passive defense. We do have all that army experience that we could spend, and we haven't finished up with our paratroopers. So let's go and start with the signal companies. I think those are pretty important for paratroopers. So you have the higher chance of reinforcing. And then you also got to get the logistics and probably the recon. And we aren't going to get the field hospitals. Instead, I feel like we should fill this out with some support artillery to increase that soft attack. Because otherwise, you know, the soft attack isn't exactly all that impressive. So that'll be it. Our paratroopers have been completed. That's going to require a lot of support equipment that we don't have, unfortunately. We got the computing machines researched, and we'll continue to get some of these naval techs. We're going to do the firefighting drills just because those critical hits do take so long to repair. So we're going to spend the experience to speed this up. And again, we'll use that submarine designer just to get them some additional funding. So I did forget to add the drop tanks to our planes, so we need to do that. This does reduce their agility. I feel like it's worth it for the extra range, because how well are they even going to perform if they don't have the range? So we're going to add them to the fighters, certainly the close air support as well. This does require that we remove the defense turrets. I think it's worth it, so they'll have the same range as the fighters. I want that displayed there. The naval bombers, I think it's probably going to be worth changing them up as well. And again, getting rid of the defense turrets. And so by doing that, does mean that the production costs aren't actually changing here. And you know what, do we want to add this on here while we're looking at this? We don't have to, since it doesn't have any bonuses. I guess there's no reason to add that on there. We're not going to add it to the tactical bombers because they already have the higher range. And frankly, I want them to keep the double machine guns that we have on there. So we got the smoke generators. Our first naval tech has been completed. I suppose we should begin getting the armored variants of the support companies. And we'll want to start with the signal company so that we can get the command center tank module. That increases defense by 75% and breakthrough by 50%. So that's significant. So even if we don't use these in our tanks, you know, the actual armored signal companies, just this alone is pretty solid. So let's go and get this started. So we're getting a lot of stuff researched, moving through the tech tree pretty fast, given there's all that new stuff to research. And so just overall it takes a lot longer than it did before. But I feel like we're making very good progress here, guys. I wonder how these compare to the assault engineer company, since we already have those. Like, are they better? Are they worse? Maybe just different? Not entirely sure. Honestly, I don't really know how any of these compare to their non-armored version. So perhaps we should just get one and check. Makes the most sense to get the maintenance first, since again we have the assault engineer company. So let's get this one. I want to see how they compare, how their stats compare. Of course, we could just do it through there and like look at it, but it'd be so much easier if we already had it researched and I could like put it into the unit and then see how it's affecting it. We got the last passive defense upgrade. Could work on the anti-partisans next. Maybe just goes after some some passive bonuses like the suicide pills. You know, we're actually doing the psychological warfare, so it makes sense to get that despite the fact that it does require 8 of our factories. And yeah, I knew that this would not hold. So this is what we'll do. We're going to stop that one, so we're only focusing on the British for now. We do have some free military factories. Support equipment continues to be the thing that we're the most short on. So we'll go ahead and get that. We also have some political power to spend. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and develop southern Germany. And once we get that bonus, the 10% construction speed, which will be 30 days from now, I think we're going to go ahead and construct our first experimental facility. Now, obviously, we already have the one that we started with, and that is the land warfare facility. But I want to get the aerodynamics and avionics facility. And I think we're going to put that in southern Germany. So with this focus complete, we can now get the mechanized 1 year earlier. Also got some other various bonuses, including increased motorized attack and mechanized attack for that Blitzkrieg bonus. And also we got a trait for one of our MIOs, and we can finally send that demand off to Austria. Took quite a long time, and then we still got to do the focus, which will take 70 days. Luxembourg just capitulated to Belgium. So remember, Belgium went fascist. So we'd like to invite them to the faction, or we could just conquer them. We also still need to get the trait for the armored car designer. I suppose we'll increase the speed and defense. Another thing we could use our political power on is policies. Obviously not for this MIO. But we gotta wait until we get one of them up to size 5. I'm thinking maybe our medium tank designer. And then it'd be really helpful to get the reliability up. Well, there's a lot of good choices here. So once we get them up to level 5, we could apply a policy to them. So with the MPs done, we'll need to add those to our garrison units. And we're going to get the magnetic mines next to increase the naval mines damage. I almost never get these. Again, I'm trying to do some different stuff in this campaign. I suppose we'll further invest in the raiding fleet since we can't do the submarines there. We also got another trait for our support equipment manufacturer. So we could further reduce the production costs and increase the funds gain. And that's probably the best option. So we don't need to upgrade those. So moving through the traits fairly quickly. Still need to get our medium tank stuff, but again, we're gonna wait probably until 39 to start working on that. Let's just focus on this other equipment that we're so highly short on. Maybe we could certainly use more trucks here. Let's put some factories towards that. We're doing all right catching up on the artillery, the anti-tanks, and the anti-air. Anti-air is not too bad at all. We'll need some additional tanks though, so we'll get those started up. And I think that's good for now. Let's go and get another agency branch upgrade now that we got the psychological warfare. We got the interrogation techniques, and then maybe the suicide pills after that. Continue investing on those upgrades. So I think we're about a month from when we started working on that one decision. So let me take a look and make sure it's done. It is. All right, excellent. So that means we're going to want to go ahead and start working on the aerodynamics and avionics facility. I feel like this should be put in a rural area. It does need to be connected to the rail network. So I'm thinking right here, like outside Nuremberg. That makes sense to put it right there. Like in the middle of the forest, since they are supposed to be secret. So let's go and move that up to the top of our construction so we can really focus on that. And it'll be done on the 8th of March, 1939. So it'll take a little while, but not too long. So we got the improved radio, so we could add that to our tanks, though I don't know if we should, considering that we're about to get the command center. Not entirely sure how that works, but it's a tank module, so I assume that you'd basically replace the radio with that, and we'll have that in 29 days. So might as well just wait to see how that works before we make any further adjustments to our tanks. So remember, we can get the mechanized 1 year early. Now, given it's not quite 1939, but I think we're going to start working on the 39 techs now. So let's go and get this with the automotive manufacturer. because we're going to want to put the mechanized in our medium tank divisions. Let's go and get the rapid fire, increasing soft attack, hard attack, and air attack for the anti-tank and anti-air. Just want to get those updated. And you know what, I don't think we're using that for both of those. So it seems that we need to update the anti-air. So we'll get them using the MIO so that we can get those bonuses. Increasing breakthrough, hard attack, soft attack, and air attack. So I'm wondering if Belgium is going to attack the Dutch and get them conquered, since they're going down their fascist branch. Australia just declared independence, as did New Zealand. Congo has just had their successful uprising. So they're now an independent country. So you got the communist African country, and then a soon-to-be fascist African country. And of course Ethiopia is not aligned, since that didn't go exactly the way we had intended. But I'm glad that it did result in you have 3 different countries with 3 different ideologies competing in Africa. So we're going to certainly want to get this trait, which increases the hardness for the truck and the mechanized. So that's pretty useful. I'm going to get those upgraded as well. And it'll help improve our light tank divisions as we get those constructed. Canada just declared independence. So still waiting for South Africa, and it looks like the civil war in France has just begun. There's the French Commune, which is of course communist, and then France is currently democratic, but they're going fascist. And so we're going to want to send them volunteers. We can send them 4, and we actually do have an army of 4. However, we might want to make some adjustments. I don't really see any reason to send the infantry. Probably just send the motorized and some tank units. The tanks are getting faster, but they're still pretty slow because we're getting those old tanks upgraded. So having those fast motorized would be helpful. I don't know, we could just send that army, I suppose. But we'll be doing that in the next episode, helping the French out in their civil war. So I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. We hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.